Okay, so last night I did spray the heads, which you saw, and the cylinders, and then I also cooked them. So the initial heating of these things was 250 degrees for half an hour. Then you let it cool for half an hour. Then 400 degrees for half an hour. Then you let it cool for half an hour. Then 600 degrees for another half an hour. So I did that for the cylinders. The heads, I didn't go above 250 just because the valves are in it, and I don't think the valve seals will take more than 250. So I didn't want to take a chance on ruining these new valve seals that we'll put in. So I only did the initial one at 250, which I think is fine to set the paint. And of course, when it goes in the motor and the motors run, it'll heat up and it'll do the rest of it. So here's what it looks like when it's all done. Now there are some spots that didn't take, like along here. I don't know if there was oil on there or whatever, but once it's on the bike, I'll spray this again and let it heat up. But I think overall it came out pretty good. Now, there's some small spots. I mean, I was thinking about maybe just going out with sandpaper and getting rid of all the fins, but I'm just going to pass on that. But you see some over here. Again, I don't know if it was because there's oil or something on there that it wouldn't stick, but I still have to get some and take some of this off here so the seals seat right. But this morning we're going to put the cylinders and we're going to put the heads on. So let me get going on that, and I will show you how that goes. So here we have the gaskets, part number 1677599B. So that's the right one. So that goes like that. So there is the cylinders, doesn't matter which one you put where, but the heads actually are marked front and rear. So this one is the front one. Okay, let me cut into this video for a second. So if you looked at the heads as they are right now on that bike, you can see how they're kind of crooked. So what I cut out of that video that you didn't see was on those two dowel pins that are on the top of the cylinder, there's two O-rings that go underneath the head gasket. I believe the part number is 16775-99B, head gasket. Now if you look in the parts manual, it shows those two O-rings underneath the head gasket. I never thought that those things fit quite right. It didn't seem like there was enough room. I guess an older style gasket was wider, was allowed for that O-ring on the dowel pin. Evidently the 99B gasket does not allow that. I guess they changed that in 2003 or 2004. But the parts manual still lists that in there, even though for that gasket. So originally when I went to Harley to get the head gaskets, they gave me the O-rings and said, yeah, you need these O-rings, one on the bottom of the case and then two on the top of each cylinder underneath the head gasket. So in the video, that's what I did. I put those O-rings on, torqued it down. It never seemed to be quite right when I did that. So I got off the phone today and called Harley. I said, look, what's the deal with these gaskets? These things doesn't seem like it's fitting right to me, like that gasket, those O-rings don't belong there. So then they confirmed the fact that, yeah, you're not supposed to be using those O-rings. So even though you go to Harley for something, make sure you double check what you're doing, because I'm glad I checked. you know, and not left it like it was. I came back out later on, untorqued the heads, removed those O-rings. I haven't torqued it back down yet. I just kind of finger tightened the things because it's cold out here in the garage and I want the garage to heat up before I retorque them. I'll do that tomorrow. But just, you know, a little FYI, make sure that you double check whatever Harley tells you, whatever you find in parts manuals. If you're unsure about it, just make sure you double check. Okay, so these initial bolts call for 84 to 108 inch-pounds, which is what we got, and we got to do the sequence. Is it this one first, I think? Yeah, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's 100. All right, that's 100. So the book calls for 144 to 168.5, 168 inch-pounds, but converted that over to, we do 150 inch-pounds is 12.5 foot-pounds. But we're still going to use the other inch-pound one. Actually, we'll go over the other bolts and do that while we have the 100-inch set in. Alright, so that's 100. So now we move up to, I'm going to do 150 inch-pounds. I think I'll do right in the, kind of in the middle. I'm going to do 155 inch-pounds. So now we come back over to this one, start this sequence all over again. Might as well just do that while I'm over here. Alright, so now we take a marker and you have to mark this here, I guess, and then we mark it over here because we want 90 degrees, and we do this in the same sequence that we had before. Alright, so let's do that. I'm going to need an extension, I think. For some reason these seem loose, I don't know why, but at 90 degrees, I can't see that. Yeah, I got 90. So let's go over to this side. Do the same thing over here. Alright, so there's what the motor looks like with the rockers on. There's nothing on there, I just kind of set them up there. I wanted to see how they look against that flat black paint. Looks awesome. Let's go over this side, because over on this side, you know, we're going to have the chrome push rods over here and everything, so it's going to look awesome when it's all done. So alright, so that's going to wrap it up for today. We know we got the cylinders on, got the heads on. We're not going to do the rockers yet. Next we're going to do the the cam tensioners. We'll get that done, get that out of the way, and that's the whole reason I bought the press. So don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.